In the wealthy upper-class circle of Yunjing City, the Shin family is an unattainable top-tier wealthy clan. They hold billions of dollars in assets, control real estate, luxury catering, and high-end luxury industries, and are respected by countless social elites. For 18 years, the family has doted on Shin Mianmian, the well-known young lady of the Shin family. She is beautiful, clever, well-educated, and has been the center of attention since childhood. Everyone in the upper class knows that the Shin family has a noble and elegant young lady who lives in a luxury villa, wears limited edition luxury goods, receives top elite education, and is held in the palms of her parents and elders. By contrast, I have lived in the remote countryside for 18 years, endured poverty and hardship, worked in farm fields since I was a child, wore tattered clothes, ate coarse grains, and was despised and bullied by villagers. I am Shen Wan, the real biological daughter of the Shin family. 18 years ago, a vicious nurse in the hospital swapped me with the orphan Shin Mianmian on purpose. Since then, I have fallen into the abyss of poverty and suffering, while the fake daughter Shin Mianmian stole my identity, my parents' love, my wealth, and my glorious life. 18 years later, the Shin family finally found out the truth and took me back to the wealthy manor. I thought I could finally get rid of hardship, regain my family's affection, and start a new life. But I never expected that what awaited me was endless exclusion, humiliation, and cold violence from my biological parents and brothers. They have loved Shin Mianmian for 18 years, and they have long regarded the fake daughter as their real family. To them, I am just an abrupt outsider, a rustic country bumpkin who breaks their perfect family life. The hypocritical and scheming fake daughter Shin Mianmian pretends to be gentle and kind in front of my parents, but secretly frames me, slanders me, and deliberately humiliates me in every possible way. She pretends to be weak and pitiful, making the whole family misunderstand me, hate me, and alienate me. My biological parents favor the fake daughter blindly. They think I am vulgar, ignorant, inferior, and rude, and always accuse me of being jealous of Shin Mianmian, making trouble for no reason, and not knowing how to be grateful. They give all luxury resources, family favor, and elite opportunities to the fake daughter, leaving me with only indifference and blame. My elder brother Shen Hao, the most outstanding young elite of the Shin family, even publicly insults me, defends the fake daughter everywhere, and thinks that I am a dirty stain on the Shin family's reputation, ordering me to be obedient and humble in front of Shen Mianmian forever. For 3 months after I returned to the wealthy family, I endured endless targeting, framing, public humiliation, and family cold violence. I gave in repeatedly, tolerated repeatedly, and tried my best to integrate into the family, hoping to get a little family affection. But my tolerance only makes them more unscrupulous, and my concession only makes the fake daughter more arrogant and domineering. They even plan to use me as a tool for a commercial marriage, sacrifice my life to pave the way for Shin Mianmian's future, and let me bear all the miseries, while the fake daughter continues to enjoy my glory and wealth. They never know that the rustic country girl they despise, the inferior bumpkin they abandon, is not an ordinary poor girl at all. In the 18 years I lived in the countryside, I awakened a supreme divine wealth system at the age of 8, mastered countless hidden assets, overseas consortiums, top-level private industries, and global hidden resources that the Shin family can never match. The so-called top-tier Shin family is just a trivial small wealthy family in front of my hidden assets. All their billions of assets are not worth a fraction of my private treasury. Today, at the Grand Shin Family Annual Elite Banquet, Shin Mianmian deliberately frames me again, slanders me for stealing her jewelry and trying to harm her, and makes me the laughingstock of the entire upper-class circle. My parents and elder brother stand firmly on her side, publicly drive me out of the banquet, and declare that I am unworthy of being a member of the Shin family. Since they are blind and foolish, prefer fake goodness to real kinship, and insist on trampling on their own biological daughter to pamper an outsider fake daughter, I will no longer hide my strength. I will completely expose the true face of the scheming fake daughter in public, crush the Shin family's arrogance with my supreme wealth and status, take back all my stolen glory and wealth, let the whole family taste the endless regret of abandoning their own flesh and blood, and let all those who humiliated me pay a painful price they can never bear. Chapter 1: 18 Years of Suffering, Stolen Life. The remote mountain village of Xiaocuan is a poor and backward place isolated from the city. The roads are muddy, the houses are dilapidated, and the villagers are narrow-minded and snobbish. This is the place where I have lived for 18 years. Since I was a child, I have known that I am different from the villagers' children. I have never received the love of my parents. The old couple who adopted me are vicious and mean. They treat me as a free laborer, let me herd cattle, plant fields, wash clothes, and cook since I was 5 years old, and beat and scold me at every turn. The villagers also bully me because I have no parents to protect me. They laugh at me as an unwanted wild child, a lonely orphan who no one cares about. I have endured poverty, abuse, discrimination, and bullying for 18 long years. At the age of 8, when I was lying on the dilapidated wooden bed, sick and helpless, I awakened the supreme global wealth system. The system bound me successfully, gave me unlimited hidden wealth permissions, and controlled countless overseas listed groups, private luxury manors, global mineral resources, top financial institutions, and high-end technology industries. The system told me that I was born with a noble fate, and my life was deliberately swapped by others. All the suffering I endured was man-made disaster. On the day I awakened the system, I received the first batch of tens of millions of dollar assets, and since then, my hidden wealth has been accumulating exponentially every year. I have countless private bank accounts all over the world, each with huge reserves of funds. I own hundreds of top luxury manors in global core cities, control more than a dozen cross-border listed groups, and have countless exclusive resource channels that upper-class elites can never touch. But I have never revealed any of this. I have been keeping a low profile, enduring the hardships of mountain villages silently, just waiting for the day when the truth comes to light, and I return to my own family. I naively thought that blood is thicker than water, and my biological parents and relatives must be looking forward to my return. After 18 years of separation, they will definitely feel guilty and compensate me with endless family affection. 3 months ago, the Shun family's private detective finally found the truth of the baby swap. They rushed to the mountain village in a hurry, recognized me as their biological daughter, and took me back to the luxurious Shin family manor in Yunjing City. The moment I stepped into the luxurious villa, I was full of expectation and longing for family affection. I thought I could finally get rid of suffering and have my own home and relatives. But reality gave me a cruel slap in the face. 18 years of getting along has long made the Shin family's parents and elder brother have deep affection for Shin Mianmian. To them, Shin Mianmian is the well-behaved, sensible, elegant, and perfect daughter and sister they have raised for 18 years. And I, who have just returned from the countryside, am rustic, dark-skinned, taciturn, and not good at socializing. I can't speak elegant upper-class languages, don't understand luxury brands, and don't know elite etiquette. In their eyes, I am a vulgar, inferior, and rude country bumpkin who disgraces the Shun family. From the first day I came back, the family's attitude towards me was cold and alienated. My mother, Lu Shuqing, never smiled at me. She always frowned and looked at me with disgust, saying that I was rigid and dull, not half as clever and sensible as Mianmian. My father, Shen Zhenhua, is cold and stern, and he never asked about my 18 years of suffering. He only repeatedly warned me to abide by the family rules, not to make trouble, not to be jealous of Mianmian, and to be grateful for the Shen family's adoption. My elder brother Shen Hao, a famous young talent in Yunjing City's upper class, is extremely cold to meet. He always defends Shen Mianmian unconditionally. Whenever there is a conflict between me and Shen Mianmian, he will definitely scold me severely and ask me to give way to Shen Mianmian. And the fake daughter Shen Mianmian is the best at pretending. In front of my parents and brother, she is gentle, kind, considerate, and sensible. She takes the initiative to talk to me, pretend to be close to me, and say that she is willing to share everything with me. But in private, she targets me everywhere, deliberately makes things difficult for me, frames me again, and uses her delicate acting skills to make the whole family misunderstand me and hate me. She secretly hid my new clothes and daily necessities, and then told my parents that I was greedy and stole her things. She deliberately spilled red wine on her expensive dress, and cried and wronged that I did it on purpose to hurt her. She slandered me in front of the servants, saying that I was mean and irritable, and ordered the servants to isolate and snub me. Every time after framing me, she would pretend to forgive me generously, highlighting her kindness and my narrow-mindedness. For 3 months, I endured all these trivial targeting and framing silently. I didn't argue or explain, because I still had a glimmer of expectation for family affection. I thought that as long as I was patient and well-behaved, my family would see the truth one day. But I was completely wrong. The more I tolerate, the more arrogant Shen Mianmian becomes. The more I explain, the more my parents and brother dislike me. In their eyes, all Shen Mianmian's mistakes are unintentional, and all my grievances are making trouble out of nothing. They even began to feel that my return was a mistake. They thought that it was better to let me stay in the countryside forever, so that their perfect family would not be broken, and their beloved Mianmian would not be wronged. What makes me most chilling is that I accidentally overheard their family discussion a week ago. They plan to cultivate Shen Mianmian as the official young lady of the Shin family forever, let her inherit all the family assets and industries, and use me as a tool for commercial marriage. They want to marry me to a disabled and violent rich old man in the city, exchange commercial interests for the Shin family, and pave the way for Shen Mianmian's marriage and future. They would rather sacrifice their own biological daughter's lifelong happiness than let the fake daughter suffer a little grievance. At that moment, the last trace of expectation and warmth in my heart was completely extinguished. Since this family is blind and ungrateful, since they regard kindness as weakness and sincerity as malice, I will no longer be humble and tolerant. I have endless wealth and supreme status that they can never imagine. I don't need their poor family affection, nor do I covet their mere billions of family assets. Today's Shin family annual elite banquet is the day when I completely reverse my fate, expose the fake daughter's true face, and take back everything that belongs to me. Hashtag Chapter 2 Banquet Humiliation. Fake daughter's hypocritical acting. The annual Shin family elite banquet is the most grand social event in Yunjing City's upper class. All the city's wealthy families, business tycoons, social celebrities, and elite talents will attend the banquet. It is a core occasion for the upper class to communicate resources and expand connections. All the guests present are distinguished figures who are famous in Yunjing City. Every word and deed at the banquet will attract the attention of the entire upper-class circle. Today is the first time I have attended a high-end upper-class banquet since I returned to the Shin family. My mother Lu Xuqing deliberately picked the most plain and old-fashioned dress for me, while preparing a custom-made millions of dollars luxury evening dress and limited edition diamond jewelry for Shen Yanyan. Before going out, Lu Xuqing looked at me coldly and warned sternly, "Shin Wan, today is an important banquet for the Shin family. Don't talk nonsense, don't make trouble, and don't disgrace the family. Mian Mian is the face of our Shin family today. You just follow her quietly, don't steal her limelight." My elder brother Shin Hao also said impatiently, "You have stayed in the countryside for 18 years, and you have no elite temperament at all. Don't communicate with others casually later, so as not to be laughed at by others. Just stand in the corner honestly." Their words are full of undisguised disgust and disdain, completely treating me as an outsider who is not worthy of standing with them. Shen Mianmian stood aside, wearing a glamorous luxury dress, with delicate makeup and gentle smile. She took my mother's arm intimately and pretended to be considerate and said, "Mom, brother, don't blame my sister. My sister has never seen such a big scene. It's normal to be cautious. I will take good care of my sister today." Her gentle and sensible appearance made my parents and brother love her more. They all sighed that Mian Mian was sensible and kind, and felt more disgusted with my dull and inferior appearance. I stood quietly aside, expressionless, watching their hypocritical family warmth, and my heart was as calm as water. I know clearly that all her kindness is fake, all her gentleness is acting, and she is just waiting for an opportunity to frame me and humiliate me in public at the banquet. The luxury banquet hall of the Shin family manor is resplendent and magnificent, with crystal chandeliers shining brightly, top-level floral arrangements all over the venue, and expensive red wine and exquisite desserts placed on the long dining table. The entire venue is full of luxury and elite atmosphere. After the banquet started, Shen Mianmian became the absolute focus of the audience. She was elegant and generous, proficient in elite social etiquette, and dealt with all the wealthy guests and celebrities skillfully. Everyone praised her for being beautiful, sensible, and noble, and said that the Shin family had raised a perfect young lady. By contrast, I stood silently in the corner alone, plain and low-key, becoming the most inconspicuous existence in the entire luxurious venue. Many guests whispered and talked, asking who I was. After learning that I was the real biological daughter of the Shin family who had just returned from the countryside, countless mocking and pity eyes fell on me. "So, this is the real daughter of the Shin family? She looks too ordinary, no temperament at all. After living in the countryside for 18 years, she is indeed a country bumpkin. She can't compare with the well-bred Miss Mian Mian at all. No wonder the Shin family prefers the fake daughter. The gap between the two is too big." All kinds of discussions came to my ears, sharp and harsh, but I didn't care at all. These trivial upper-class vanities are not worth my attention at all. The wealth and status I have are far beyond their imagination. Just as the banquet was in full swing, a sudden scream broke out. "Ah, my diamond necklace. The limited edition sky blue diamond necklace that my father gave me is gone." Shen Mianmian covered her neck, her eyes red with grievance, tears rolling in her eyes, looking extremely pitiful. This necklace is a top limited edition luxury item worth more than $3 million, which is extremely precious and rare. As soon as her voice fell, the entire banquet hall instantly quieted down, and all guests turned their eyes to her. My mother Lu Xuqing immediately walked over nervously, stroked Shen Mianmian's neck, and asked anxiously, "Mianmian, don't cry. When did you lose it? Did you put it somewhere carelessly?" Shen Mianmian shook her head vigorously, her eyes full of grievance and hesitation, and secretly glanced at me in the corner, with a flash of calculation in her eyes. She hesitated and said in a low voice, I just walked past my sister's position just now, and only my sister was near me. I don't doubt my sister, but this necklace is too precious. I really can't find it." These words are subtle and vicious, without direct accusation, but they directly guide all suspicions to me. All the guests instantly understood the meaning of her words, and all eyes suddenly focused on me, full of suspicion and contempt. My elder brother Shen Hao's face instantly turned cold and fierce. He strode towards me, stared at me sharply, and shouted angrily, "Shen Wan, did you steal Mian Mian's diamond necklace?" My father Shin Zhenhua also walked over with a livid face, his eyes full of disappointment and anger. "Speak. Is it you? How can you be so greedy and shameless?" Lu Xiuqing directly pointed at my nose and scolded sharply. I knew you were uneducated and greedy. Living in the countryside for a long time makes you greedy for money. You even dare to steal Mian Mian's things at the banquet. You are simply a disgrace to the Shun family. The whole family didn't give me any chance to explain, so they directly convicted me in public. Shen Mian Mian stood aside, pretending to be kind and persuading. Mom, brother, don't blame my sister. Maybe my sister has never seen such an expensive necklace before, so she was confused for a moment. As long as my sister returns it, I won't blame her. Her words seemed to be forgiving, but they completely confirmed my theft in front of all the guests, making me completely unable to argue. All the surrounding guests began to whisper and mock, their eyes full of disdain and ridicule. It turns out that she is a thief. No wonder she is rustic and inferior. She has bad roots. The real daughter of the Shin family is actually a greedy thief. This is too embarrassing. Compared with a kind and sensible Miss Mian Mian, this real daughter is really far worse. Facing the public suspicion, family's indiscriminate accusation, and fake daughter's hypocritical acting, I finally raised my head, my eyes cold and calm, without any fluster or grievance. I looked straight at Shin Mian Mian, and my clear voice spread throughout the entire banquet hall. I didn't steal your necklace. On the contrary, you deliberately took off your necklace and hid it in advance, and framed me on purpose at the banquet, just to humiliate me in public and make me the laughingstock of the entire upper class. My words were firm and powerful, breaking Shin Mian Mian's hypocritical disguise in an instant. Chapter 3 Fake Daughter Panics, Full Scene Accusation. After I spoke, Shin Mian Mian's face instantly turned pale, and her eyes flashed with obvious panic, but she quickly adjusted her state, covered her face, and cried bitterly, looking extremely wronged. Sister, how can you wrong me like this? This necklace is my most precious gift. How could I deliberately hide it and frame you? I just feel distressed for the lost necklace, and I just said a few words casually. How can you slander my sincerity? Her crying voice is delicate and sad, which instantly arouses the sympathy of all the guests and family members. Shun Hao is instantly furious. He stepped forward fiercely, pointed at my face, and scolded angrily. Shin Wan, you are still stubborn. Mian Mian is so kind and forgiving. She doesn't want to pursue your fault, but you still bite back and slander her. How can you be so vicious? Lu Xiuqing's face was full of disappointment and anger, and she said coldly, I really regret taking you back. You are narrow-minded, vicious, and greedy, not half as kind as Mian Mian. Today you must hand over the necklace. Otherwise don't blame me for being ruthless and driving you out of the Shen family forever. Shin Zhenhua's face was extremely gloomy, and his eyes were full of coldness. Search her whole body and her bag. I want to see if she stole the necklace. As soon as the order was given, 2 family servants immediately walked towards me, ready to search me in public. All the guests stared at me closely, waiting to see me exposed as a thief, waiting to see me lose all dignity in public. Shun Mian Mian hid beside Lu Xiuqing, the corners of her eyes secretly raising with a triumphant smile. She was sure that I had no way to prove my innocence, and that I would definitely be nailed to the stigma of theft today, completely losing my footing in the Shin family and the upper-class circle. Facing the aggressive crowd and the deliberate frame-up of the fake daughter, I stood upright, without the slightest flinch, and said coldly, No need to search. I can prove my innocence. First, from the beginning of the banquet to now, I have been standing in this corner, without moving a step. All the guests around can testify that I have never approached Shin Mian Mian, let alone touch her necklace. Second, this so-called $3 million limited edition diamond necklace is a defective imitation customized by a small workshop. The real limited edition necklace of this model is in my private jewelry vault. I don't bother to steal your fake defective product at all. As soon as my words fell, the entire banquet hall was in an uproar again. Everyone was stunned, staring at me in disbelief, thinking that I was talking nonsense and bragging wildly. Shun Mian Mian's face turned pale instantly, and her body trembled slightly. She never expected that I could see through the authenticity of her necklace at a glance. She did buy a fake imitation necklace on purpose today. She was afraid that the real expensive necklace would be damaged at the banquet, so she took the fake one to attend the banquet and deliberately took this opportunity to frame me. But she never dreamed that I would directly expose the truth in public. Shun Hao sneered sharply. Enough of your nonsense. You have never seen the world. How dare you say Mian Mian's luxury necklace is fake? You are just making excuses to cover up your theft. Lu Xiuqing also looked disdainful. You are really arrogant and ignorant. This necklace was bought by me personally at a top luxury store. How could it be fake? Shin Wan, you are getting more and more unruly. All the guests also shook their heads and laughed, thinking that I was talking crazy words to save my face. This country girl is really brazen. She stole something and still dares to talk big. She even says the luxury jewelry of the Shin family is fake. She really doesn't know the heights of heaven and earth. Faced with the endless doubts and ridicule, I was still calm and directly took out my customized top private black card mobile phone, opened my exclusive global luxury jewelry system background, and projected the screen directly on the large banquet screen behind me. The next second, the detailed global limited edition jewelry data, official release records, and my personal collection certification of the sky blue diamond necklace were clearly displayed on the huge screen. The global limited edition sky blue diamond necklace, only one piece in the world, officially collected by the top private jewelry museum under my name, serial number 0001, permanently owned by Xinhuan. The clear and powerful official data completely slapped all the mocking voices in the face. Boom. The entire banquet hall exploded in an instant. All the guests were completely stunned on the spot, their eyes wide open, full of incredible shock. The real top luxury necklace is actually in the hands of the rustic country girl Xinhuan, and the so-called precious necklace of the perfect young lady Shen Mianmian is a fake defective product. Shen Mianmian's face was completely bloodless, her legs softened and she almost fell to the ground, and all the pretense and gentleness on her face completely collapsed. The faces of Lu Xuqing, Xin Zhenhua, and Shun Hao also turned extremely ugly, full of shock, embarrassment, and disbelief. They couldn't believe that the inferior country bumpkin they despised all the time actually owned the world's only top luxury jewelry that even their wealthy family couldn't buy. Hashtag Chapter 4 Shocking Identity Exposure. Supreme status crushes everything. Just as the whole audience was shocked by my luxury jewelry collection, a burst of neat and powerful luxury motorcade war came from outside the Shin family manor. Dozens of top customized black Rolls-Royce Phantoms lined up neatly, slowly driving into the manor's banquet square. The scene was grand and shocking, far exceeding the luxury level of the entire Shun family banquet. A group of top elite bodyguards in black suits got out of the car first, standing neatly on both sides, with powerful aura and rigorous posture, forming a supreme security guard formation. Then, several middle-aged men in top custom suits walked in quickly. Each of them is a top tycoon who dominates the global financial circle, cross-border industry leaders that even the entire Shin family can't afford to offend. The leading man is the global CEO of the Supreme Wealth Consortium, Qin Yan, a legendary figure who controls trillions of assets. Even the top leaders of the country need to treat him with courtesy. The sudden arrival of such a top-tier god-level figure instantly made all the wealthy guests at the banquet hold their breath, and everyone stood up respectfully, full of extreme awe and trepidation. Shen Zhenhua, the head of the Shin family, was so excited and nervous that his hands trembled. He never thought that he could meet such a top international tycoon at his own family banquet. He hurriedly took his family to greet him respectfully, bent over deeply, and said tremblingly, "Mr. Qin, it's our great honor for you to visit our humble manor." But Qin Yan completely ignored the respectful Shin family and all the wealthy guests. He walked straight past them without looking sideways and walked quickly towards me standing in the center of the banquet hall. Under the gaze of thousands of stunned guests, the supreme god-level tycoon who shocked the world bent his waist 90 degrees deeply, bowed respectfully to me, and shouted in a solemn and reverent voice that echoed throughout the entire manor. "Respected Supreme Young Mistress Shin, all members of the Global Supreme Wealth Consortium are here to greet you. We have been waiting for 18 years for your return." This sentence is like a thunder exploding in everyone's ears, completely shattering all cognition. The rustic country girl who is just framed as a thief, despised and humiliated by the whole family, is actually the supreme young mistress of the trillions-level global consortium. The top tycoon that the Shin family can't even touch is respectfully bowing to greet her. All the guests were completely petrified, their brains went blank, and they fell into unprecedented extreme shock. Shen Zhenhua, Lu Xuqing, and Shun Hao froze on the spot, their faces pale as paper, their bodies trembling violently, and endless fear and regret instantly flooded their hearts. They actually abandoned their own biological daughter, who owns trillions of assets, humiliated the supreme young mistress of the global consortium repeatedly, and tried to sacrifice her life for the fake daughter's future. What a stupid and ridiculous mistake they made. Shen Mianmian collapsed completely on the ground, tears streaming down her face, her eyes full of despair and panic. The perfect disguise she had maintained for 18 years was completely shattered at this moment. Qin Yan stood up straight, turned around, faced all the stunned crowd, and solemnly announced my supreme identity and all the truth to the public in a powerful voice. "I now formally announce the full identity of young Mistress Xinhuan. Xinhuan is the sole heir of the Global Supreme Wealth Consortium, the absolute controller of trillions of dollars of global assets. All top luxury manors, global mineral resources, cross-border listed groups, private financial institutions, and high-end technology industries in the world are all under her sole control." 18 years ago, the hospital nurse deliberately swapped the two baby girls, causing young Mistress Shin to fall into the countryside and suffer 18 years of hardship. For 18 years, our consortium has been searching for the young mistress all over the world and has been waiting for her return. The Shin family's mere billions of family assets are just a trivial small industry invested by our consortium in Yunjing City. The entire Shin family's wealth and status are all given by young Mistress Shin's hidden resources. The fake daughter Shin Mianmian has occupied young Mistress Shin's identity and glory for 18 years, pretended to be a noble young lady, framed and humiliated the real young mistress many times, with extremely vicious and hypocritical nature. The Shin family's parents and elder brother are blind and foolish, favoring the fake and abandoning the real, cold-blooded and ruthless, ignoring the blood kinship, and repeatedly humiliating and wronging their own biological daughter. Every word of Qin Yan was sonorous and powerful, completely exposing all the truth and darkness in public. All the guests finally woke up completely. The so-called perfect noble young lady Shin Mianmian is just a fake who stole others' lives. The rustic and humble real daughter Shin Wan is the real top wealthy noble who crushes the entire upper class. The entire Shin family's glory and wealth are all based on my assets. They actually rely on my resources to pamper a fake daughter and bully their own benefactor and biological daughter. This is the most ridiculous and shameful farce in the history of Yunjing City's upper class. Hashtag Chapter 5 Zero Mercy Revenge. All wrongdoers fall into ruin. I stood calmly in the center of the banquet hall, my cold eyes sweeping over the trembling Shin family and the desperate fake daughter Shin Mianmian, without the slightest pity or fluctuation in my heart. For 18 years of suffering, 3 months of family cold violence, countless frame-ups and humiliations, today, all grievances will be completely settled. I looked at Qin Yan beside me and issued cold and decisive orders one by one, with zero tolerance for all wrongdoers. First, completely cut off all resource support and capital investment of the global consortium to the Shun family. Terminate all industrial cooperation and project docking, freeze all the Shun family's cooperative assets, and let the Shun family's billions of assets collapse overnight. Second, completely expose all the vicious framing and hypocritical deeds of Shen Mianmian to the whole city, release all her bad records over the years, permanently block her from all upper-class social circles, luxury consumption channels, and elite education resources, and let her become a public laughingstock forever. Third, investigate the baby swap incident 18 years ago in depth, find out all the insiders and accomplices, pursue all legal responsibilities, and let all the people who caused my 18 years of suffering pay the price of law. Fourth, deprive the Shin family parents and Shun Hao of all elite social identities, cancel all their high-end social qualifications and resource permissions, let them completely withdraw from the upper-class circle, and bear the eternal shame of abandoning their own flesh and blood. Fifth, take back all the Shin family's manors, luxury properties, and industrial projects invested by my consortium, completely liquidate all asset permissions, and let the Shin family return to ordinary civilians from a top wealthy family overnight. Execute all orders immediately with zero delay. Yes. Strictly implement all young mistress's instructions. Qin Yan and all the top executives bowed respectfully and responded in unison. The terrifying execution power of the trillions-level consortium broke out instantly, and the ruthless sanction fell on everyone without any mercy. In less than 10 minutes, the Shin family's capital chain completely broke, all industrial projects collapsed, all cooperative resources were cut off, and the billions of family assets vanished in an instant. The luxurious Shun family manor, all luxury properties and high-end assets were all taken back by the consortium. The once glamorous top wealthy family completely fell from the altar and became a down-and-out ordinary family with nothing. Shin Mianmian's 18 years of stolen glory completely collapsed. Her hypocritical and vicious deeds were spread all over the city. All her friends and social connections completely alienated her. She was permanently excluded from the upper class, lost all luxury and dignity, and became the most shameful laughingstock in the city. Shen Zhenhua, Lu Xuqing and Shun Hao completely lost all their status and wealth. They fell from high-ranking upper-class elites to ordinary civilians overnight. They no longer have any elite resources and social privileges, and can only bear endless regret and shame every day. They finally realized how stupid they were. They abandoned the real phoenix, who could make their family prosper forever, and pampered a fake sparrow, who only knew how to pretend and frame others. They lost the most precious blood kinship, betrayed their own biological daughter, who had endured hardships for them, and ruined their century-old family foundation with their own hands. The price of blindness, snobbery, and partiality is the complete collapse of the family and eternal regret. After losing everything, Lu Xuqing stumbled towards me with tears streaming down her face, knelt down heavily in front of me, kowtowed repeatedly, and cried bitterly. Wan, my daughter, Mom is wrong. Mom is blind and foolish. Mom didn't know your identity. Mom wronged you, hurt you, abandoned you. Please forgive Mom. Give Mom a chance to make up for it. Shun Zhenhua also knelt down in pain, his face full of remorse and despair. Daughter, it's Father's fault. Father is snobbish and ignorant. Father failed to protect you, failed to recognize your goodness. Please forgive your father's mistake. Shun Hao also knelt on the ground, his previous arrogance completely gone, full of remorse and self-blame. Sister, I'm sorry, I was wrong. I shouldn't have misunderstood you. Shouldn't have defended the fake daughter. Shouldn't have humiliated you. Please forgive me. The whole family knelt in front of me in embarrassment, crying and repenting, begging for my forgiveness, hoping that I could take back the sanction and restore their family's glory. Shun Mianmian also crawled towards me in tears, her face covered with snot and tears, completely without the previous noble and elegant appearance, and begged bitterly, "Sister, I'm wrong. I shouldn't have stolen your life, shouldn't have framed you and humiliated you. I regret it. Please spare me." Looking at their desperate and remorseful appearance, my heart was completely cold, without the slightest fluctuation and pity. I said coldly, "When I endured 18 years of hardship in the countryside, no one pitied me. When I was framed and humiliated by the fake daughter repeatedly in the Shin family and endured endless cold violence from my family, no one cared about my grievance. When you blindly favored the fake daughter, wronged your own flesh and blood, and even planned to sacrifice my life for her future, you never thought of today's regret. Family affection is mutual. Since you have long abandoned me as a member of the family, from today on, we have no blood kinship anymore. Your regret is meaningless. Your repentance is too late. All the consequences today are the retribution you deserve for your ignorance, snobbery, and ruthlessness." After saying that, I turned around and left the banquet hall without looking back, leaving the whole family kneeling on the ground, bearing the endless despair and regret they brought upon themselves. Chapter 6 Final Ending, True Phoenix Returns, All Evil Retributed. After I left the Shun family manor, all the farces and grievances finally came to an end. The once glamorous top wealthy Shin family completely declined and became a laughingstock in the upper-class circle forever. From then on, they could only live an ordinary and poor life, spending every day in endless regret and self-blame, suffering the retribution of abandoning their own flesh and blood. The fake daughter Shin Mianmian completely lost all her glory and future. She was spurned by the whole city, had no friends and no foothold, and could only live in shame and loneliness forever, paying the price for stealing others' lives and framing others. The snobbish and blind parents and elder brother lost their wealth, status, and family affection, and finally got nothing but eternal regret. And I, Shen Wan, the real phoenix who has endured hardships and finally soars to the sky, completely got rid of the miserable past and the cold-blooded fake family. I reopened my global business layout, took back all my industrial assets and resource permissions, and returned to my supreme noble identity. I have endless wealth, supreme status, countless top-level resources, and loyal subordinates. I no longer need to rely on any family affection, nor do I care about the trivial snobbery and judgment of the upper class. 18 years of hardship tempered my character, countless grievances forged my strength. I have experienced the coldness of human nature and the darkness of the world, so I cherish my own strength and independence more. In this world, the most reliable person is always yourself. No amount of false family affection can compare with your own strength and brilliance. Those who are snobbish and blind, who favor the false and abandon the true, who trample on kindness and indulge hypocrisy, will eventually be eliminated by reality and bear the painful retribution they deserve. True nobility never comes from acquired vanity and packaging, but from innate strength and inner calm. I used to endure silence and humiliation, but now I stand at the top and overlook all trivial vanity. From now on, I will control my own life, walk freely in the world, and let all darkness and grievances stay in the past forever. Core viral selling points. 1. Extreme grievance stacking. 18 years of rural suffering, fake daughter stealing identity, biological family cold violence, public banquet framing and humiliation, full emotional suppression. 2. Explosive identity reversal. Rustic rural real daughter equals trillionaire global consortium supreme young mistress. Dimensionality reduction crushing reversal. 3. Classic fake true daughter plot. Hypocritical green tea fake daughter pretends to be kind and frames others. Blind parents and brother favor the wrong person, full of substitutional anger. 4. Zero mercy full retaliation. Wealthy family collapses overnight. Fake daughter's reputation is ruined forever. All wrongdoers have no way to turn back. 5. Strong resonance values. Anti-snobbery, advocate self-strength, female growth counterattack, abandon false family affection, independent and sober big female protagonist. 6. Perfect closed-loop plot. Early grievance paving, midterm high-burst identity exposure, late thorough sanction ending, no plot bugs. 7. Top viral scene. Luxury upper-class banquet slap in the face, trillion-level tycoon collective bowing, public exposure of all truth, extremely suitable for short video adaptation. #YouTube thumbnail prompt. 16:9 Ultra HD viral thumbnail, luxurious upper-class banquet background, plain-dressed female protagonist standing calmly in the center, kneeling desperate wealthy family, and crying fake green tea daughter on the ground. Group of top tycoons bowing respectfully behind. Bold red explosive title. Golden core keyword highlights. Strong light and shadow contrast. 8K Ultra HD top viral visual effect.